Here we are at the website for Yellowstone's Old Faithful, and this is in the Upper Geyser Basin, live streaming, webcam, and today we have partly sunny, with chances, I think, from what I saw before, 30% of rain. But as you can see, this is, okay, it's pulling out now. This is not snow, this is mineral deposits from the geyser eruptions. You can see there's quite a lot of people that we saw there before on the trails. And these are the pathways. There's some more people there. You can see them walking, other people here. Some more over here. And that's another pathway over here, as you can see. Oh, okay. Here we are. Old Faithful is about to start erupting. So that's why it's panned over now to Old Faithful. A couple of people standing there, trying to keep their distance from each other. I guess this is the same family, that's why they're standing together. And there we are. It's coming up again. So let's enjoy it. I have some benches here for people to sit if they want to, you see. And this area here is the Old Faithful Inn on that side. They have a hotel there for people that want to stay right across from Old Faithful. There's some more people walking over there, you can see. All these people around here, some of them sitting. The weather looks lovely, actually. Nice June weather, 12th of June, 11th of June. Oh, he's showing us, oh, this is, he doesn't usually do this. He's panning around right over the hotel, all around. So it does look pretty busy, as you can see. That's a nice hotel complex. Various locations you can see there. A lot of people could stay there. Wonderful. And okay, hopefully he'll go back to Old Faithful. No, he didn't. He went into the Upper Geyser Basin. Okay. This is the second largest supervolcano of the Earth. We know that there's about 20 supervolcanoes worldwide. There's some more geysers over there you can see. And a lot of people on here as well on this walk over here. And again, that's mineral deposits, white mineral deposits. There's another geyser over here, right there. You can see that one coming up. All this is steam from the geysers, you can see there, lingering over the trees. And he's quickly panning everywhere. Okay. People obviously have to stay on the walks, so they can't go off the pedestrian walk areas because it could be dangerous. Now, this, from what they told us in the past Yellowstone Caldera Chronicles, these mineral deposits from the geysers, thousands of years later, they can turn into opal. The gems that we have on our rings and earrings and necklaces. Opal, I love opal, they're just beautiful, iridescent colors. And the opal, thousands of years later, turns into quartz as it hardens. So as you can see, these minerals coming out of the earth later on become gems of types. And all this comes from the steam from the geysers. We know Yellowstone has 60% of the world's geysers. And some say that the mantle plume, well, not some say, but it's been found that the mantle plume that feeds Yellowstone comes from Baja California. It's the same mantle plume that feeds under the volcanoes under Nevada and Utah. And from there, from Utah, they go up into Yellowstone, and then they turn west going under Idaho. And that's where we've had the quake swarms lately in Idaho. After the 6.5 on March 31st, the Salt Lake City earthquake of 5.7 out of nowhere, March 18. And and that was followed by the 6.5 in Idaho 2 weeks later on March 31st. And those have been, from what Mike Poland, the geologist in charge of Yellowstone, told us, that those earthquakes were not connected to Yellowstone, but they were close enough to Yellowstone, he says, to be able to have some effect on the geyser, on the plumbing of Yellowstone, the geyser systems, on the fissure, the fumaroles and the mud pots and the geysers. They either, of course, mud pots can turn into geysers, or geysers can erupt more frequently or less frequently. There could be changes in the hydrothermal systems. And also they told us that every single day we see birds passing by from the screen. Those black things were birds. Every single day there are 40,000 tons of carbon dioxide being emitted by Yellowstone supervolcano. So the carbon dioxide is emitted 40,000 tons every single day, which is natural. And from what they, because of the fact that it emits so much carbon dioxide, that's what spurred the geologists to find out why there was so much carbon dioxide coming out, and that's how they found that there was a huge magma reservoir under the magma chamber of Yellowstone. Huge magma reservoir. They say it could be reaching all the way down to the border of Mexico. That's how huge it is. Obviously, that has to do with the mantle plume that's coming from Baja. The western part of that mantle plume comes and feeds into the area of California under the San Andreas Fault and under the Walker Lane Fault system. The eastern part of that goes under Salt Lake City, reaches up into Yellowstone, then turns west into Idaho. So there's magma under here, obviously. We've last had 3 super eruptions in the past 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and 640,000 years ago. Oh, there's someone here with a little baby carriage right here. So I guess that little baby is going to turn out to be a geology lover later on. You'll be seeing this saying, "Oh wow, I was in Yellowstone when I was a little Todd, a little baby." Isn't that something? That's great. Nice memories to make. Beautiful. Good for the parents. That's wonderful. More people. There's quite a lot of people today. Now, what were we saying? Yeah, the eruptions. Now, since the 640,000-year-old super eruption, we had lava eruptions 70,000 years ago and another 80 eruptions since then. Some of them had been hydrothermal, creating lakes as well. So let's just enjoy this as some of them are stopping to take a look. I wonder if they do have that rotten egg smell. You know, you also have sulfur dioxide coming out of volcanoes. We have a volcanic island in Greece where we used to take a lot of summer vacations. Not that it had nice beaches, it had terrible beaches, but only 1 or 2 that were good enough. But the island of Nisiros, which is a volcanic island, and we'd go to have some dinner in a little town over the volcano crater, and that was most of the time smelling like rotten eggs from the sulfur dioxide being emitted. So I don't know if these people can have a whiff of that sulfur dioxide coming out with all these geysers emitting all this. Now there's also something else that they emit from what we read before from the Caldera Chronicles. They emit arsenic. The water emitted from these geysers also contains arsenic, which is of course deadly for humans and for all animals. And unfortunately, a lot of this water goes into the rivers that go and feed Hebgen Lake. And Hebgen Lake has a lot of areas, it's a big lake that has trout fishing. And they have hotels and motels around the lake where people just go on vacation, and they can also go trout fishing. But unfortunately, they're not aware that a lot of that water and the trout has arsenic, high levels of arsenic from the geyser water flow that drains into the Hebgen Lake area. So you have to, before you eat this fish, you have to know what the water contains, what the makeup of the water is. You see some dead trees there as well, right here, here, areas there, because it's hot under there, so the roots are killed by the heat. Some of them here, this one here. Otherwise, it's very lush with pine trees, as you can see, with evergreens. In the winter, we used to see buffalo in this area. The buffalo herds would come down here. I guess they keep away now that there's a lot of tourists there. But the buffalo used to come and just, I don't know what they were doing, where they graze. There's nothing to graze there, but it was just below this area down here that they would come down to. Maybe they were trying to find lichens or mushrooms or something to eat, something to graze on. Oh, that one's coming out. Look at that. Now, in this area, when you usually have an uptick of these geysers coming out, it's because Old Faithful is about to erupt as well. There's an uptick of the steam coming out of here just before Old Faithful erupts. That's what I notice. That's what I notice most times that happens. You can see this here, these clouds here is the steam from the geysers that lingers in the atmosphere. I wonder where the baby carriage has gone to. I guess it's gone off this way. I don't know. The path goes all the way around. I don't know where else it goes to. Very nice. Well, they have some areas where they have some benches where you could sit down as well. That's great. If you just want to rest a little bit. Although these paths look very narrow to me, you can't really put a bench on it. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.